Well, would you looky here? We have double Schmidt and Benders on the table today. Hey guys, Rex here. Today we're going to compare the Arken 7-35x56 rifle scope, which comes in at under $1,000, with the Schmidt Bender PM-II 5-25x56 power scope. We're going to see which scope has better optical clarity. The Schmidt Bender PM-II has long been the world standard of optical clarity and has been one of the most widely issued sniper scopes in the world. Coming in at $4,000, this is a great control to compare and contrast the optical resolution of new optics coming on the market. Let's see how the new Arken EP-5 does against this old battle axe. This is the old American Precision Arms and 260 Genesis rifle. This is still probably my most accurate rifle I have. There's some close second place rifles. This thing's incredibly accurate. Very, very nice. Very, very, very good shooting rifle. And this got the old PM-II 5-25 with the tall design turrets with the tactile indicator that pops up. This is my 375 Chi-Tac, and we got doped to 3,500. And we have the Schmidt Bender PM-II here. This is the double turn model that has the indicators in the windows that pop yellow when you get into a double turn. You guys want to see? Well, I'm in here. Let me get back up to the regular. So watch as we crank up. We're right in the sunlight, so. Oh, see the windows? They turned yellow. They're not yellow. Now they are yellow. A reflective yellow. When you get into your second turn, then you read your yellow numbers. Pretty cool design. I think that's smart. And this is the optic I had on my 338 for a long time. The Surgeon that I did the beer can shot with that one time, if you guys remember, right? And we have here the Arken EP-5 Gen II 7-35x56 scope, which is, in terms of features and in terms of general specifications, very similar. Actually, you get a little more magnification out of the EP-5, but the question today is, what is the difference in optical clarity between the Arken EP-5, which is well under $1,000, and the old world standard standby in terms of, like, this establishes the measure. We've already compared the EP-5 against the Steiner M7 in low light in the woods. And actually this did, according to my mentor, who has plenty of experience, and you can watch that video if you'd like, he actually made the observation, being surprised a little bit, that he could see more clearly with this than he could with the Steiner, which is in the $4,000 range. So we're gonna see how it does against the Schmidt Bender PM-II, side by side, identical lighting. We're measuring the lighting. We're going to quantify the cycles per millimeter resolution test down there at the target at 100. If you want to know the methods and materials, join us in the ARCS classroom on my Patreon channel. I'll leave a link to that below, and we'll talk about the methods and materials. I got a comprehensive explanation of why we set it up the way we do, so that it minimizes all sorts of, like, distortions and other effects that would noise up the test unnecessarily. But to make a long story short, we are going to test the PM-IIs against the EP-5 and see which one sees more clearly. I'm seeing, gosh darn, the same near resolution. Yep. So at 25 power, right next to the Schmidt Bender PM-II right here, side by side in the exact same lighting, I'm seeing very close to the same resolution, so I'm going to try again. So we're looking through the Arken here, and we're on 25 power. Let the eyes zero out. Get back on the rifle. So I get an average, because we do have mirage at the distance we're looking at a little bit. I'm getting an average. Come back over to the Schmidt here. Wow. Where's the Schmidt? Right over here, right? Dang it. We're practically getting identical performance and optical resolution right now, side by side. Now the lighting is, we got some clouds coming in. Seems like this one does a little better when there's not a direct glare. The Arken does a little better when there's not a direct glare on the lens, but so is this one. Real clear right there, but in the same category. So the other ones we're both reading right around, averaging with this particular test at 100, 0.45 cycles per millimeter on this particular test. So here's the numbers on this one. We're pretty much right in the same spot. I did have a lower reading on the S&B once here. This one, we're right in the same range. Okay, so we have the, I crunched the numbers here, and we're comparing the Schmidt Bender PM-II on 25 power. It's a PM-II 5 to 25 by 56 on 25 power. Scope number 2. Scope number 1 was not working near as well. With the PM-II, and then we're comparing that to the EP-5 7 to 35 Arken on 25 power. So both optics are indexed at 25 power. I worked out I made sure the diopter was good. I made sure the parallax was adjusted properly. I also cleaned both scopes with that accuracy oil crystal clear from our modern Spartan Technologies crystal clear, which works pretty good. So I got both lenses on all the actually I had 3 optics out here. I had 2 Schmidt Bender PM-IIs and the EP-5 7 to 35. I got all the lenses clean on everything. We did our test. The first PM-II has something wrong with it, I think. I think I broke something, because I think we had a gas leak, because it is fogged up on the inside or something. It's way, way out of whack. So we went to the other PM-II, the Schmidt Bender because I have two of them, and that one was nice and clear. So comparing that directly against the EP5 in terms of optical clarity, I'm showing the EP5 is averaging 0.46 cycles per millimeter at 100 yards exactly on the test we have. Our methods and materials, as shown in these sheets here, you can find on Patreon in the ARC's classroom. I share all the details. We actually measure the light. I got the lux measurement for the daytime value, the low light values, etc. So 0.46 cycles per millimeter. The higher number, the better and sharper it's seeing. The PM-II on 25 power, same setting, was averaging 0.45. Okay? We had one reading at 0.40, three readings at 0.45, and one reading at 0.50. Whereas on the Arken EP5, we had, where are we at? We had four readings at 0.45 and one reading at 0.50. So actually, by a hair, by a tiny, tiny hair. And you probably wouldn't have seen this unless I did, the 5 tests that I did. I did 5 tests on each of them. Side by side, identical lighting, same bench, same target, same day, right, like going back and forth between them. Same methodology, same amount of coffee in my brain. And the Arken EP5 7-35, that's under $1,000, was a hair more clear than the $4,000 plus German glass. That's facts. Don't care about how I feel about it. That's the numbers. So you can take that in. I've done a number of reviews on the ruggedness of the optics. There's no doubt in my mind that the Arken actually is the more rugged scope when you're talking about the comparison to a PM-II. It's way more robust of a design. It's just as clear, actually a hair. Now, how is that even possible? It's the technology's progressed. What used to be secret dwarf technology only under, the shot glass factory in Germany has now apparently been figured out by the deep dark caves and furnaces in China, however they make glass over there with their technology. I mean, they make iPhones, you know what I mean? And so, gosh darn it, the Chinese glass has passed the German glass in optical clarity, which is, I have to see the numbers to believe it, but I've finally done the test side by side, and that's the numbers. So, in low light, again, the Arken, when we had it side by side with the Steiner M7, the Arken was seeing better in low light in the forest. And I had a Green Beret sniper confirm that observation. He actually made the observation. I recorded it on camera. So for whatever it's worth, man, that's the numbers. So I know there's a slight price increase happening on most optics now that are imported from abroad. Unfortunately, the United States still doesn't make glass. We have a couple companies like US Optics, which I'd love to get a hold of one of their newer models. I haven't seen the newer ones really yet to see how they work. They're over 51% American made, but the glass, nobody makes glass here. They're still getting glass from elsewhere. So you're kind of in the same boat. Pick which country you want to import a scope from, but the Arken is by far, like in terms of value, still I can't find a deal better than that in terms of the performance you get. Now, I know I have my political ideals as well. Just like Smith & Wesson builds a great double-action revolver. There's companies that politically, not my favorite, but Arken actually has always been real cool. Like the guys that run Arken are top-notch dudes, and I don't have any problem with them either. So another reason why you can actually sustain a series of Arken scopes on a number of rifles and have that be your scope across the board on all your stuff, which is highly advantageous in terms of logistical compatibility, maintenance, etc., because you have similar exact same optics. One system that works well And it's a scope you can afford to do that. You can double up on them, triple up on them, and you can put them on all your rifles. You can't do that with the Schmidt Bender unless you're like Elon Musk or Bill Gates or one of those guys. Maybe you can afford Schmidt Benders on everything, but I can't. So, yeah, that's, I know some of you are wanting me to do a side-by-side comparison with the Schmidt. I honestly thought the Schmidt was going to perform better, and it didn't. The other one performed way worse. I did not include those numbers because I think it's broke, which that's another data point. The Schmidt broke. Arken didn't break yet. So I don't know. I didn't do anything to that. Man, gosh. I hate it when that happens too. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a lot of stamps to put on the box to send it back to fix it. And that's beyond my ability to fix. But to make a long story short, nothing wrong with the Arken in terms of optical clarity. Okay? And that's the numbers that I observed just now, corroborated by all my other observations previously, corroborated by all the other observations I've made over the years, looking at a variety of other top-notch optics. They're very nicely made, very nicely put together. And of course, if you use the top secret code below, it'll give you the very, very best, lowest expense that you can find on the internet. So they were nice enough to do that for me. I'll share links to all the other stuff below as well. And you guys have a wonderful day. Rex out.
I'm cold, and there are wolves after me.